welcome to Mind Your Business, a channel where we are in at everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip. So you've got Marie and Latrice still calling Tambra a liar. You've got SoGucci shading Tambra and then being fake as well, and also delusional. Let's just get into all of this. What I've gone to my inclusive crew, let's talk about the Belle Collective. Now, obviously last week we saw that they were having this barbecue there at JJ and SoGucci's 70th barbecue, and we left off with Tambra, Marie and Latrice around the table kind of getting into it and pushing back, you know, Tambra standing on her square saying, no, that's not how it went down. She didn't want to exclude Aikisha. Then you've got Latrice and Marie still coming back and saying that Tambra's basically lying. Tambra even mentions Latrice also saying that, you know, it was them that were behind it all. Then they're calling Latrice a liar. So yeah, no one really got anywhere. But what did happen was Marie decided that she was going to say that she's sorry if she hurt Tambra, but she didn't want to apologise, but only if she hurts her. So I said, you can just keep your bad vibes apology to yourself, because that if your hurt part is just admit you're wrong. You shouldn't have linked up with her ex and be done. But, you know, Tambra, you know, just accepted it. But she I feel like she knows that it wasn't necessarily genuine. She says that she doesn't know if it's genuine or not. And I don't really blame her. She just wants a peaceful life in it because she's pregnant. Now, SoGucci, I found her slightly irritating because I'm like, why is she being shady about Tambra? Because when they decided to come together and say, oh yeah, let's cheers and say cheers to communication and whatever. And Tambra didn't really seem like she was like, you know, singing along the same song that they were all singing at the table. You know, you've got SoGucci shading her, talking about, oh, she's mumbling like Cliff and how she always thought that she was fake. I said, really? Is that right? So if she's fake, why are you attending her event later on? Aren't you being the fake then? Because you're turning up to someone that you think's fake. Like, what is going on here? Anyway, so moving on, you've got Tambra's event, her Women's History Month event that she has, where she's celebrated women in the community. Now, I thought it was a nice event. It was good to see her celebrating the different black women. I thought that was lovely to see. We saw that Latrice got acknowledged too, which was good for her because she's been working hard in the business and in the area. And obviously does work in the community. Now, Aikisha also attends, but she obviously saying that she feels a bit away because she's saying she didn't get acknowledged, and none of the other Bells did apart from Latrice. But then I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, well, Tambra has already said that, one, she wanted to honour people that were doing business in Jackson. But Aikisha is doing stuff. We know she's been doing stuff for this Ferry Street project, but we don't really know what else is going on apart from that there was some hold-ups and things happening. So maybe you should talk to Carlos and the people there and make them start showing more about what you're doing in Ferry Street with your project so that we know what's going on there. But also, you know, like, don't worry about it, honey. Maybe next year you'll get the acknowledgement, is what I'd say to that. Anyway, at some point, you've got Aikisha and Tambra, you know, break off to have a little chat. And Latrice pops over and was saying how she's kind of, you know, she's on her green screen saying that she's happy to see Aikisha and Tambra are kind of cool now, which is good. And there was no Cliff in tow, which did surprise me because, you know, Cliff is always with her, like Batty and Bench. But obviously it was a women's event, so maybe he didn't feel like he needed to be there. So she's talking about, you know, she left him at home in a leash. I said, aha, that's hilarious. Later on, we see Aikisha go to Tambra's cousin's house to go and plan, you know, the baby reveal. And her cousin made me laugh because she let it be known that Latrice and Marie are not invited to the baby reveal, okay? So I was like, even her cousin knows that Marie is bad vibes. But somehow SoGucci made this list because obviously Tambra don't know that SoGucci is being shady behind her back and throwing shade in the confessionals about how she's fake, because otherwise I'm sure she wouldn't have made the list. She should have been left off with the rest of them. That's how she actually feels. Anyway, we then see JJ and SoGucci talking about, you know, the barbecue and how that went. And I'm just like, SoGucci, what is your storyline? Because at the moment, it's just given it's all about Selena, because she's bringing up the fact that Latrice, you know, brought up her view. And her view is that JJ and Cliff are still in love with Selena because, you know, why else are they basically in beef with each other and like a silent beef with each other? And, you know, it must be because of that. So I'm just like, one, Latrice was very rude for saying that to SoGucci, because this is a man's wife we're talking to. So I just thought that was quite disrespectful. But obviously she's telling her man this and saying that, you know, basically Latrice is saying that she feels like SoGucci and Latrice are both collateral damage. I'm just like, yeah, this is interesting because I've never seen you say this to Latrice yet, but maybe that's something we haven't seen is unedited or whatever. I don't know. Or unaired, I should say. But anyway, it seems like SoGucci feels like Selena thinks she should be a Belle. Because of the way the other show apparently portrayed them as a couple. Now, I don't know the other show, so I can't really comment on that one. Anyone who's watched it, can you let me know if they were portrayed as a couple or not? Because I just feel like she's just clutching at straws here. And she also feels like because of that, that's why the altercation happened. Now, SoGucci's also saying that, you know, Selena is always around and she wants her out of their system so she can just move on. And she's asking JJ, like, is he still vexed that Cliff slept with Selena, you know, those years ago, and does he still love her? Now, what I thought was interesting, because JJ basically just saying, you know, when she popped around before, it wasn't a problem because she acted accordingly. When she acts up is when the issues arise. But you can see that, to me, he was just trying to placate her. He was just saying, you know, well, no, obviously we're hugged up together. We're the ones holding hands, you know. It's simple as that. And she's just his baby mum. And that's all that it is. But he didn't say, no, I do not love her. Because I feel like he still does love her. Because obviously she broke his heart. So I feel like he still does probably love her. But not saying that he doesn't love his wife Gucci. Because I feel like he does love her too. But I feel like he still probably has a little torch for Selena. That's how I feel about that one. But anyway, he just says basically the Bells are just Mississippi messy, basically, and you know they're just going to keep talking. And Letitia's telling her things to rub her the wrong way, and then he thinks that, you know, it's been a situation of Cliff in Glenn's ear and Glenn in Letitia's ear, which is where it's ended up back in SoGucci's lap, which kind of makes sense to me. But what I found interesting was when he tried to flip it and say, no, maybe Selena's the one who's probably upset that, you know, him and Gucci are quite fine and staying off into the sunset. I'm just like, yeah, no, like I said, I still feel like he's a bit brokenhearted, but he loves his current wife, but I still feel like he has a torch for his ex-wife. Now, on to the spring fling, the gender reveal, rather. Now, I couldn't believe that Tambra is big 6 months and she still didn't let Damon tell his mum about it, and she found out at the event like everyone else. No, I'd be pissed if I was Damon's mum. I would not be impressed with that. I think that's out of order. They should have sorted that out and made sure she knew, just like her mum knew. I feel like she should have known anyway. But anyway, we got SoGucci there, which like I said, I think is interesting because you're calling the woman a fake, but yet you're turning up to an event and all teat. So who's being fake, please? Anyway, everyone's obviously shocked and surprised about her being pregnant. I thought the reveal was really cute. I do think SoGucci was shady again, talking about she thinks it's Damon's baby, but she sees Kwasi, or whatever his name is there, the one that she works with. I'm just like, girl, be quiet. Can't you just say something nice out your mouth for a change? Plus, you have your own shit going on. Like, please, stop with the nonsense. Anyway, like I said, it was nice to see Tambra, you know, share that reveal. But I was like, are you not going to pass the microphone to Damon? Man, just stand up there like he's a prop. I was just like, so he's just standing there just next to you, well, on display or something. Like, he could have taken the mic and said, yeah, thank you everyone for coming or whatever. I just thought, I know you're a host and you're used to hosting Tambra, but it's meant to be a joint reveal. Now, when they were sitting at the table, it made me laugh because you got Latrice saying, you know, she's a bit mad with Tambra because she didn't know, you know, and that she's, you know, it's okay. She don't really like kids. She don't really like kids. I feel like that's a whole, like, a cover for her. Like, I just don't buy that. Her, you know, I don't like kids. I feel like she does want her own kids. But maybe, you know, she's got her own things going on there that she's got to start looking into. Because remember, she met with Tambra to talk about, you know, some issues around fibroids and stuff like that. So I feel like she wants her own kids. But she uses this as a defence, this whole, oh no, I don't like kid stuff. So I don't feel like that's that. But when she commented on Tambra being skinny still, I was like, oh, be careful what you say, Latrice, please. Because everyone carries very differently. Some people carry quite smaller and some aren't. As long as she's healthy, then that's all that matters. Now, what was interesting is when Latrice was saying to Akeisha that obviously, you know, Akeisha can keep a secret because obviously she didn't tell no one. Obviously, she knew what was going on. And she was saying she didn't even tell Willie, her husband, which, you know, because she knows that he's a bit forgetful, and she didn't want anything to come out, so I thought that was cool. And then you got Gucci talking about, oh well, yeah, you know, Akeisha's really good, you've even got me and Latrice sitting at the same table. So of course Latrice is going to be saying, well, as far as I know, I thought we were good and we were kind of moving forward, and how come, you know, she didn't get invited to the barbecue? Now of course Gucci can't help but be shady, talking about, yeah, she wrote the message and she realised she didn't press send. So I'm just like, oh, just get to the point of what you want to say. I feel like she's kind of passive aggressive. And then you've got Akeisha, she's more straight to the point and says, well, actually, she doesn't want to talk to you anyway. I think she wants a one-on-one with you. But she does. So obviously they're going to have that one-to-one later, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous, because the one-to-one with her and Latrice, and they go for lunch. I mean, I honestly think SoGucci is just off her rocker. I mean, how are you blaming Latrice for your family's issues and saying that this whole situation is all her fault and that Latrice needs to take accountability? said, really? This woman is, she dropped on her ass head because what's going on here? How? And then you're saying that you feel like Latrice was being malicious by inviting her there. I'm like, what rubbish is this? Because I'm sure they showed a scene where you guys were at another event and Selena was there and nothing happened. Everything that happened was your fault because you need to take accountability, SoGucci, because I don't understand this. You're using the word accountability and that's why I had to laugh because you're a joker. Because how are you blaming somebody else for what you did and the words that just came out of your mouth? Because at the end of the day, you chose to ignore Selena. Selena was right there. You could have just been cordial and said, oh, hi, kept it moving. When Selena did say something to you, instead of you just being cordial, you're calling the woman an extra. So this is what happened. You created that whole scene. You didn't have to do any of that. You didn't have to be extra and be rude and try and throw shade. And look what happened. In the end, you get licked down. So this is what can happen. So you have to be careful with what you're saying. So I just think it's ridiculous that she's now trying to blame Latrice for this when it was her that caused her own issues. And then after you've called them an extra and you've had this little altercation, you've gone and taken it further and decided you're going to press charges against your stepchildren's mum. So of course, the children will be looking at you like, I don't want to chat to you because you're suing their mum. You've now pressed charges, which then turns it into a bigger issue. So you can't be sitting around talking about, oh, you want her out of your hair and you want all this to happen and you want this, you want that, when you're the one who is at the root cause of why all this is happening. Fair, Latrice invited her, but that's Latrice's friend, which I still find very strange that she's friends with someone who slept with her current husband. I think that's all a bit weird, but if she's happy, then that's good for her. But that's her friend. They've been friends for years. Like she told you, you guys are not really friends, you know, so she's going to invite her friend to an event. But I just think it's very immature of SoGucci to be kind of like, well, because I'm at an event, you can't invite your friends. Like, no, you can't tell people who to be friends with. If you're going to come to an event and be an adult. Just present yourself properly and move in accordance with it. Because as far as I'm concerned, all the issues that you have had and that you're moaning about sound like a you problem, hun. It's definitely a you problem, my love. And then how are you going to go and say, how dare she come and start a conversation with you? And who sent you Latrice? I was like, who do you think you are, SoGucci? This is ridiculous. Like, grow up. This is your current husband's ex. And so they share children. So being at a basic level of being cordial shouldn't be that hard for you to do. So I feel like it's all her. It's all her. But I feel like Latrice handled it very well. But yeah, the disconnect issues is down to her and, you know, what she started as far as I'm concerned. So I think it's crazy that you're going to be upset that the kids hardly want to talk to you because they're pissed off that you're suing their mum. Like, come on, make it make sense. So yeah, that lunch didn't end very well. It ended with SoGucci bopping off, not happy because she didn't get, you know, Latrice to take accountability for things that she said and her own actions. And she didn't get Latrice to own her family dramas that apparently Latrice has caused. But it's SoGucci who's called the woman extra and it's SoGucci who's the one who's pressing charges. Please make it make sense. So anyway, that's how it ended. Next week is looking interesting because you've got the gala and it looks like Marie cannot, you know, contain herself and have some professionalism and not try and get into an argument with somebody at a gala about not being invited to something because, you know, it don't seem like you can take this woman anywhere. Anyway, what do you guys think of the episode today? What are your thoughts on this whole SoGucci trying to blame Latrice on that? What do you think? Do you think Latrice is at the bottom of it because she invited them to an event? I think, like, people should be able to act, you know, like adults at an event and not get into no mix-up. And I don't really think it's her fault, honestly. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts below. Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.